Welcome to our inorganic experiment video. Today, we're going to demonstrate two simple things but important methods of separating mixtures: evaporation and sieving. We often encounter mixtures in our daily life like air, salt, water, and even the food we eat. But sometimes, we need to separate the components of these mixtures for various purposes. In chemistry, there are different techniques used to separate mixtures depending on their physical properties such as particle size, solubility, or boiling point. In this experiment, we'll focus on two of them: evaporation, which separates a solid dissolved in a liquid, and sieving, which separates solids of different particle sizes. Let's start with evaporation. Evaporation is a technique used to separate a soluble solid from liquid. In our experiment, we will separate salt from seawater. Here are some materials that we can use in this experiment. Let's proceed to the procedure. First, turn on the stove and heat the pan. Second, when the pan was heat enough, pour the seawater. Third, heat the solution gently in a low heat and observe as the seawater starts boiling. Continue heating until all the water was completely evaporated and only salt remains in the container. As you can see, the water gradually turns into vapor and escapes into the air, leaving the salt behind. This happened because water has a lower boiling point than salt, so it evaporates first. The process of evaporation does not involve any chemical changes. The salt that remains is still the same substance, it only changed in appearance. This method is widely used in the production of table salt from seawater to salt beds or salt farms. It also used in laboratories to recover dissolved solids from liquid mixtures. And here's the final results. Next, we'll demonstrate the sieving method. Sieving is used to separate larger solid particles from smaller ones based on their particle sizes. For this experiment, our materials are mixtures of sand and gravel, and sieve or strainer. Now let's proceed to the procedure. First, place the sieve on top or hang the sieve. Second, pour the mixture of sand and gravel into the sieve. Third, shake the sieve gently. After shaking, we can observe that the smaller sand particles pass through the sieve while the larger gravel pieces remain on top. This shows that sieving works because of the difference in particle size. The holes of the sieve allow only smaller particles to pass through while retaining the larger ones. Sieving is commonly used in construction to separate sand from pebbles, and in baking to remove lumps of the flour. To summarize, both evaporation and sieving are physical methods of separating mixtures. Evaporation separates a solute from a solvent, while sieving separates solid particles of different sizes. Through these simple experiments, we learned how important these methods are, not only in chemistry but also in many industries and daily activities. Thank you for watching our experiment on types of separating mixtures, such as evaporation and sieving. We hope you learned something new today.